April 2025 market stats, hot off the presses, friends. Leanna Martins here, your best Edmonton real estate agent. And if you are looking to find the most accurate information for Edmonton and surrounding area, all communities for new home construction and resale, this is the only place you can find it. So get your seatbelts on. I am going to take you through a whirlwind tour of what is happening in the Edmonton real estate market. Hey, and if you're thinking about making a move, but you're just not quite sure, is it the right time? I have got you covered. Click the link below. It's going to give you an Edmonton market report. It's going to take you through the latest trends in Edmonton. It's going to help you find the best communities. It's also going to let you know the best pricing and where to get it. And even better, I made it for you free of charge. Click that link in the description. So let's get into Edmonton market stats. All right, very interesting time we are in right now. There's discrepancies in our data, and I want to take a deep dive. So let's start with, are homes selling? Yes, indeed they are. Are the prices up or are they down? Prices are up across the board. So the average increase in all residential prices year over year is about 11%. Now, if we go into the four different segments of the market, which is single family, half duplex, townhouse, and condominium, they are all significantly, the single family is actually up higher than it was. Single family is up higher than it was these last few months. This was about 10%, I think, 10 or 11% last month, and now it's at 14%. The half duplexes up 3.3%. Townhouses 13% on average, and then we've got this segment of the market was just like blowing up. So this is going to be your first time home buyer for sure. This is it's the lowest entry point you can find, and this was up like 24%, which was just mind-boggling to me, and that was last month. So overall, yes, prices are up. Now, is it a seller's market or is it a buyer's market? We basically just look at these two numbers to determine that. So if there is more buyers than there are listings and sellers putting their homes on the market, then it is a seller's market. If there's more listings than there are buyers, then it ends up being a buyer's market. This is what's really interesting about what we're seeing with these stats right now. So what's interesting right now, what you're seeing in the market is there is basically 2% more buyers in the market than there was this time year over year. So that's marginal. But what you are also seeing is there is basically 10% more listings year over year that are going on the market. So these are going to be people whose mortgage term is up. It wasn't advantageous. They held on as long as they could, but they know they got to make a change. They're either going to renew and stay where they're at, and these are people that don't want to. They want to upgrade into a bigger home, and now is the time to do it, and they have to go with whatever the interest rate is now. So you are seeing that up 10%. So as we are seeing right now, there's basically more listings than there are buyers. And so that would say that it's a buyer's market because buyers have more selection, more inventory. The prices should be going down and there's less competition. But this is what I am experiencing on the market and in the market. And we're also going to see when we go into the new home construction, it's each one of these segments. So what I mean, here's a segment, single family. And then in that segment, what type of home, what type of community? Is it a newer community? Is it an older community? Then if you have half duplexes, row homes, condos, each one of these are different segments of the market and also where they are in the city. Then you've got your new home construction, which again is a very different segment of the market. So this takes into account everything that is resale and everything that's put on the MLS systems. So it could be new home construction as well, but it's blended all together. These numbers are incongruent with still the increase in pricing. Yes, the condo prices have gone down. Okay, but your single family has gone up. These two have gone down. So if this continues to trend down, then this can be just kind of like a slow catch up. So let's wait and see, but still the prices are up and the prices are still strong, 11% up year over year. And we're seeing quite low days on market, right? So when you see prices up, low days on market, these you would see more listing or more buyers and less listings. So this is what's out. So based on these numbers, 10% up for listings, it's a buyer's market, but that's not what I'm experiencing. So if I'm representing a seller and if I am also representing a buyer, my experience is buyers are at a disadvantage, but it really does depend, again, which segment you're in. So if you are looking in the most competitive price point, which is going to be, let's say, $300,000 to $500,000, those homes are going fast. They are going fast. And that's whether it's new home construction or whether it's the resale market, whether I'm representing a seller or whether I'm representing a buyer. The experience of me is low days on market, high competition, competing offers. So let's see what's happening in the new home construction and if it's reflective of these numbers or if it is a beast of its own. Let's go check it out. And hey, are you thinking about about making a move, but just aren't sure, is it the right time? I have got you covered. Download my free market report that's going to take you through the latest trends, the best prices, and the best places to buy in Edmonton. All right, so this is what we've got. We have, this is the Edmonton and area, friends. So what do we have? We have St. Albert, Spruce Grove, Stony Plain, Sherwood Park, Beaumont, and all the way down here we got Leduc. So that's got 5 sales. So there is 249 sales. So what kind of market is that? That is a hardcore seller's market. This type of volume for new home construction, again, just like it was last month and the month before and the month before, like we're at the beginning of this year, in my experience, for me tracking these numbers, easily 40% higher than it normally is. So new home construction selling off the hook. And you're seeing, you know, I mean, it's still like production builders are making homes, and who they need to appeal to is their bread and butter. The bread and butter is the new home buyer, right? So it's that price point that I was talking about, which is basically $300,000 to $500,000. That's where the bulk of inventory and homes are sold. So let's get into this and see what kind of prices these builders got and are getting. Is it list? Is there negotiation room? Let's go check. All right, friends. So it's 249 sold. That's crazy town, my friends. Extremely high. And typically this is peak season numbers. So the average price, and we're going to take you through, I'm going to take you through city by city. So in Edmonton, of those 249, my guess will be 175 maybe. 165, look at me, 165 were sold in Edmonton at 97%. So it is looking like the prices are coming down. That is consistent with the supply and demand that we're seeing in the overall pricing. Interesting. And the average price point here, 647. So that's way higher than it normally would be, about, I would say about $100,000, 75 to 100. And that's because we've got some high price infills like going for million, 1.8. That definitely brought the overall average up, but that's not normal or indicative. That's basically coming into some of these legacy communities. Like I live any River Valley community, and they've torn down a house and put in really high value lots in real estate in there. So next is Leduc. So we've got 13, which is pretty high for Leduc in 1 month. And those sold to list price. So builders got 98% of their sticker price, and the average price there is $624. Which is still, I think, a little higher than normal. Then let's go to Spruce Grove. So Spruce Grove has been a really, really hot market over this last year and a half, 2 years. And they've got 26 over this last 30 days, which is quite a bit. And builders were getting, on average, about 98% of their list price, and the average price there was $561. So that's right on par with that price point that I would expect. St. Albert, 18. Lots of times their prices are higher because there's a new community that's being built out, and St. Albert's only so big. And when I'm doing new home construction, those numbers typically skew it. So that's 100%. So the overall average was builders got 100%. So basically it's list price, and it's $636. Now Strathcona, which is Sherwood Park, got 15 sold in Sherwood Park at 97%. These builders got, and the average price there is $550. So overall, it is looking like builders all across Edmonton and all the communities that surround are getting about 98% of their list price, and the average pricing is $624. So now I'm going to take the best deal, I think, and we're going to tour it and see if you think the price is worth the location and the features that this home offers. Let's go check it out. Okay, home tour time. So you know how I've said this, I just said it in this video and I say it all the time, that St. Albert's values tend to be higher, and that is because of communities like Erin Ridge that are building out, and also Jensen Lakes. So Jensen Lakes is a higher end community that pulls the overall averages up, and St. Albert only has so much new home construction, right? So that's basically what you're going to see. So here is one. I wanted to pull one out so you guys could kind of have a look at it. So Erin Ridge North is a great community. It's got older homes through Erin Ridge, like in the early 2000s, and then still building out. So this is 2,000 square feet. It list price was $670 and it sold for $635, which is crazy. You don't see that very often, and you very rarely, like I can't recall of a time that I've seen that with a production builder. So production builders are the ones that build large volume on spec, like they're selling thousands, 1,500 homes a year. But when you're getting these smaller one-off builders, they keep larger margins, so you can get a little more negotiation in those cases, but that's not where everybody shops. So let's have a look at this home. 3 baths. There is 4 bedrooms. You've got a main floor den, which can be flex bathroom, whatever you want. 2,000 square feet in Erin Ridge, North St. Albert. So double front attached garage, and it's an open to below. So pretty good for $635. I think this is actually really comparable to Edmonton. Just some of the finishes are different. So this is your main floor, den, office, whatever you want to make it. And then there is a 3-piece bathroom on the main floors, which allows you to flex that main room, right? So you've got a shower in here. So if you want to make that room, perhaps for a visiting parent. I do like that they've done built-ins. I'm glad that they did that at this price point. Thank you very much. And then there's a couple defining features where they chose to do these black railings. And I think if you get physically into this house, it'll really pop it. And thank the Lord that they are pulling the fireplace feature all the way up, right? It doesn't have to be tile. Tile is like very bougie and it looks gorgeous, but you can also use lots of different like wall treatments or fireplace treatments to really draw the eye up, because it's an open to below. That is the purpose, right? You've got these gorgeous light that comes in and this open to below concept. And then like we're seeing these really great organic oak floors just to warm up that really harsh white and gray that everything was before. So it's a really nice transition that I'm liking. You've got your dining. You got a walk through pantry here. Again, yippee. I've got proper built-ins. Whoop, whoop. And then we've got our bonus room. So why do I like this bonus room better? I'm going to tell you why. Because it has a window, friends. It has a window. We are human beings and we need natural light. You need to be connected to nature in some way, shape, or form. And then I like that they've just put a little bit of interest in that wall instead of it just being a plain boring wall. Just right, but they'll charge that out for $1,500. I promise you it's not that materials or labor cost, but yeah, it's just a nice up level. If what you buy, you want to do this, I can hook you up with some people who will do these wall features for a fraction of what you're going to pay with the builder. So then you could buy Builder Basic and just jazz it up after. So nice and open. I like that they put proper tile. This is where the washer dryer is going to go, second floor. And remember, we got 3 beds up here. So we're going to show the bedrooms. The bedrooms are a nicer large size. They've got proper tile all the way up. It's not a bath insert. And matching that tile on the floor, really pretty, very nicely done. And I think that's over the garage. And then this is the master. Again, they've got some really nice wall features on here. And they've put those 2 sconces, which are very pretty. And then they've got a barn door, just a nice difference, a nice little touch. And then again, they've done proper tile all the way through. So this tile is fantastic. And I do think that normally St. Albert prices are right on par with Edmonton, but I think you're getting a bit better value with this home with what would be upgrades. And then this is the master ensuite. You've got proper built-ins, double sinks. Yes, 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 and yes, tile all the way up and around that window. And there we have it. So I do like this one. And I do think it's a pretty decent value. And I think they got a good price on it at $635. So if you like that and you felt like you learned something groovy, comment below. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you want to see more of. And if you might be considering a move to Edmonton, but you're just not sure, is it the right time? I always am thinking about you and I got you covered. So download my free market report. It is in the comments, in the description. It's going to help you figure out where the best places in Edmonton to get the best price real estate, what are the best communities, and what are the upcoming market trends to help you make an informed decision. Thank you for watching. I always love making this stuff for y'all, and comment below what you want to see more of. And if you like this, you are definitely going to want to see more right here. I'm going to see you in the next video, friends, and I can't wait. Take care. Bye.